This conference will now be recorded.
So good morning, students. So I think I am audible to everyone. Am I audible to everyone? Jyoti Prakash, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So today's topic will be on health planning and management. Right. So planning is for tomorrow, and management is for today. So health planning. So today's topic will be on health planning and management. So planning means planning is for tomorrow, whereas management is for today. So if you plan for tomorrow, so based on your resources, you have to plan. You have to plan yourself by maybe in terms of program or in terms of health needs or in terms of any health related activity. So planning and management are very, very important. So we will see what are the steps involved in that. You can see the steps involved in health planning is plan formulation, execution, and evaluation. So in planning, these three steps plays an important role. First point is we have to formulate a plan. So for designing a program, or for designing to meet the health needs of the population, or for constructing the healthcare sector, or for constructing any hospitals, so we need to design a plan. We have to formulate a plan for that. And second step is you have to execute that plan. It is not that just you design the plan and you will not execute, then the program will not become successful. So execution is also very, very important. And at the same time, after executing the program in the society, you have to do the evaluation. So at the end of the program, the outcome you have to evaluate whether we met the health needs of the people or not, whether whatever the program we have implemented in the society, whether it has reached the people properly or not, or whether it has achieved its objectives or not. So like that you have to evaluate. So in case of planning, there are three important steps are there. Number one is plan formulation. Formulating the plan is most important. After formulating the plan, you have to execute the plan in the society, right? Execution is most important. And then after execution, then finally evaluation. So evaluating the program, whether it has achieved its objective, whether the program has achieved its objectives or not, you have to evaluate it. So these are the three important steps in the health planning system. And if you look at the national health level planning, what they do is the orderly process of defining community health problems. So orderly process of defining community health problems. What are the community health problems or what are the community health needs? So you have to define them orderly. So what are the priorities? Among there may be 100 n number of problems or n number of constraints or problems, health needs may be there in the society. So you have to define them orderly, identify unmet needs. So what are the most important needs the people need right now? So what are the unmet needs of the people, or what are the unmet needs of the society? You have to identify, and surveying the resources to meet them. So what are the resources we are having so that we can supply the health needs to the society? Then establishing priority goals that are realistic and feasible. So among the needs, lot of needs, n number of needs, or 100 priorities or 100 problems will be there in the society, health problems will be there in the society. Among the 100, which of them must be given utmost priority? What is the most urgent necessity to the society, that you have to identify, and for them you have to frame the objectives, goals, and everything, and you have to select those type of goals and you try to meet them, establishing priority goals that are realistic and feasible, and projecting administrative action to accomplish the purpose of the proposed program. So whatever needs you have identified in the society, you prioritize them. For those needs, you design a program, or you design for your objectives and goals and targets and everything, you frame for that, and you execute the program and see that all the needs of the people must be achieved. So that is the national health level planning. So in a democratic country like India, so the health needs of the people are, they will become the health demands of the people. So the people will directly ask you, these are the health needs of our society. So that becomes the demands of the people. So people will demand that they need certain type of health unmet needs are there. Those needs people will demand you, and the government has to provide the needs of the people. So the needs is deficiencies in health that call for preventive, curative, control or eradication measures. So it may be in terms of deficiencies in health that call for, it may be in terms of prevention, it may be in terms of treatment, or it may be in terms of control or eradication measures. It may be so many things, health needs. So right now you see we are facing a corona pandemic. At this point of level, we need preventive measures. So people need preventive measures, people need treatment for that, people need control of this pandemic, and also the eradication measures. So everything is needed right now. So these are all the needs of the people, these are all the demands of the people right now. So if you look at the health needs definition, deficiencies in health that call for preventive, curative, control or eradication measures. They may ask you in terms of prevention, or they may ask you in terms of curative, they may ask you in terms of control or eradication measures. Whatever is required to the society, that is the responsibility of the government to look after the health needs of the people. You can say the health planning and management. So there are a lot of resources you need, that is manpower. So you need the skilled manpower like doctors, paramedical nurses, ANMs, ASHA workers, trained guys, so many people, and you need a lot of money. So a lot of budget is needed for that, a lot of materials are required, skills is important, knowledge is essential. So you cannot do you cannot write like that. You need to have good knowledge, good skills, techniques are needed, and time also is also one of the important factor. These are all the resources which are necessary or which are essential for implementing any type of program. So objectives always planned to the endpoint. So objectives are always planned to the endpoint so that they are specific. So we will try to achieve the objectives, and then targets a discrete activity. So we will fix the targets. So by this month end, you have to complete this portion. So target, so that we can achieve our goal. So by January or February, you will have the exam. So by December, you have to complete the portion. So before that, every month we have to complete so much of topic or so much of chapters we have to complete within this month. Like that, we'll keep some targets so that we can achieve our goal. That is by December 31st, the entire syllabus will be completed, and in January you will be having a pre-final examination, and after that you will go for final examination. Like that, everything, objectives will be there, targets will be there, and goals is the ultimate desired state towards which objectives and resources are directed. Our main aim is to achieve, our main goal is to achieve our final endpoint. That is, all our objectives and resources will be directed to that, so that we can achieve our goal very easily. Goals described in terms of what is to be attended. So what we are going to attend at the end of the program, to what extent. So we decide, like I will see, if you want to reduce the obesity to 50% or 60% of the society by the year of by the end of 2020. So what extent I have achieved? I have applied my all the resources, my all objectives in the society. I implemented the program, implemented the non-communicable diseases program, and at the end of the year I am assessing, and at what extent I have achieved. So my goal is 50%. So if I go through the program process throughout the year and evaluate at the end of the year, if I come to the 40% level, I will say that almost 80% of my goal is achieved. Still 10% that is required, so that I will plan for the next year. So what is the population involved, how much population is involved, and geographical area, in what area it is more common, and the time, how much time it will take. So everything you have to describe in the, you have to describe properly so that to achieve your goal. So what is plan? So plan is a blueprint for taking action. So for any action, for any plan, so you need a blueprint. According to that blueprint, you will go, you will execute, and you will take the action. It consists of 5 major elements. Any plan consists of 5 major elements. Those are objectives, objectives of your program, objective and policies of your program, programs, what are the programs you are going to implement, and the schedules. Schedule is nothing but the timeline, and the budget, how much budget is necessary to reach that program or to complete that program. So these are the 5 major elements will be there in each and every plan. Those are objectives of your program. Policies, what policy you are going to implement, and then programs, what are the different programs you are going to implement in the society. And the schedule is nothing but the timeline, within how much timeline you are going to achieve your program or achieve your goal. And then finally budget, so how much is the budget cost for the program, for execution of the program. So all these 5 important elements will be there in the plan. So pre-planning conditions are preconditions. Government interest, mainly any program if you want to implement in the society, where the government must have, the politicians must have the perfect interest or clear-cut interest on that particular program. Then only they will adjust the proper, they will allocate the proper budget to that program. They will do the evaluation, they will do the execution properly, and it will work out. Otherwise, if government interest is not there, definitely they don't allocate the budget, and the work will not happen, and the program will not run. Legislation, so proper legislation is important, and organization to perform that activity, or to execute the plan, we need a proper organization is important, and administrative capacity is also more important. Then if you look at the planning cycle, if you look at the planning cycle, there are different steps. There are different steps in the planning cycle. Analysis of, number 1 is analysis of health situation, establishment of objectives and goals. We will go one by one afterwards. First, go through the planning cycle is very important. You will get this as in your examination, or in the Viva they may ask you. So planning cycle, it is the analysis of the health situation. First point, what we are doing is we are analyzing the health situation. Based on the health situation, we are establishing the objectives and goals. The establishment of objectives and goals. Then after that, we are going the assessment of resources, and then fixing priorities, and then write-up of formulated plan, programming and implementation, then monitoring, evaluation, and again analysis of health situation. So this is the planning cycle which we are going to implement in our areas. So for any plan, you have to, for any health activity, you have to plan like this. That is analysis of the health situation, then go for establishment of objectives and goals, then go for assessment of resources, then fixing priorities, write up of formulated plan, programming and implementation, monitoring and evaluation. So this is the entire process is known as planning.
Hello, sir. Sir. Sir.